De Bruyne's corner. Holland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
And I'm muted. Good start. I'll redo what I said there. I said, and we're live, and then I said, welcome back for another live stream. And then I said, the schedule's calmed down now, and players returning from AFCON. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Sorry I was muted. I'll be honest, I had one of those nights last night where, you know, you just can't sleep. It must have been like, I looked at my phone and it felt like I hadn't slept yet, and it said it was like 4, and I was like, oh god. So I was like, I might as well just quickly check the price changes. Gabriel went up, that's annoying. I didn't bring Gabriel in. I thought he might rise. So the rises were Frimpong, Gabriel, Garner, Kelleher, Saliba. O'Reilly went down as well, so that's not great either. You're excited like a kid going to Disneyland. Good to have you, mate. It is like Disneyland around here. Until the game week starts anyway. I was excited for FPL. Yeah, it was one of those, like, sometimes I just can't sleep and there's no particular reason. But yeah, Gabriel went up. I thought he might. Live FPL had him rising. And basically, I'm going to sell Cunha during this stream. But in terms of who I replace him for, I kind of want to just wait in case there's some early team news. Like, if we get a leak Gakpo starts, then I just think it was worth the wait. Or maybe if he doesn't start, it was worth the wait, because he's the one I'm looking to buy as a 2-week play. He is a bit risky. I don't know if he'll start the next 2 game weeks, because they've got, I think it's Marseille away in the Champions League as well, Liverpool, midweek between his next 2 game weeks. So he is a risk, but I just feel like he's such a nice high upside pick that no one's got for the next couple game weeks. I'm sitting on 4 free transfers as well, so I can afford to go for someone like that for 2 weeks. I could just go straight to Enzo, but I kind of want to wait and just see how Chelsea look. Where's everyone at with Chelsea assets? Because obviously they've got this fixture run as well, especially from Game Week 24. But it kind of starts this week. Like, Brentford home is not bad. They're top in the league for projected goals over the next 6. Brentford home, Palace away, West Ham home, Wolves away, Leeds home, Burnley home. So which Chelsea assets are you guys planning to buy? Put them in a list, like, I don't know, Enzo, Chalobah, or just Palmer. Or maybe none. Maybe you got like Sancho. How's the music level? Nice background track. Is that coming through alright? Or is it too loud? Neto? Yeah, Neto's a shout as well. Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know which Chelsea assets I want. It's very loud. Okay. Turn it down a little bit. Is that better? Lampard, Drogba and Kante. Enzo triple captain. I'm definitely not triple captaining him, but yeah, there's a lot of good Chelsea assets. Well, maybe. We'll have to see what Palmer looks like by then. He has started, I think, like 7 league games in a row, but obviously he's way off his best right now and he's got this groin problem. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Enzo's a solution, but he did play a deeper role in the Cup, so yeah, there's lots of options. I mean, those of you that are selling Cunha this week, who's your Cunha replacement? I think there's a lot of great Cunha replacements. You've got, obviously, Enzo, then you've got Rodgers, you've got Bruno. If you've got the flexibility for 2-week punts like Szoboszlai or Gakpo, who am I forgetting? Did I say Rodgers? Rice, yeah, I mean Rice if you're not tripled up on Arsenal. Morning Skip, how are we doing? Welcome all to the stream, I forgot to say names. Welcome to the stream MUFC, Ian Chu, Chuz, DNKH, Big J Doe, Skip, J Edmund, Pam, Abdura, MPTS, Jan, Liam, Nixie. We've got Will here, Chit, Joseph, Objectives, Matt. Razan's here, good to see you all. Super chat from Bobby says, morning Oscar. Wildcard, since I've got too many issues, what are your thoughts? He's gone Raya, Gabriel, Timber, Anderson, Bruno, Enzo, Sharda, Bruno G, Thiago, Haaland, Ekatike, Dubravka, Mukiele, Lefay, Richards. I actually wouldn't have Thiago if I was wildcarding. I wouldn't have him. I'm thinking about selling him. Like, it's Chelsea away, Forest home isn't bad, but then it's Villa away, Newcastle away, Arsenal home. How many goals did Thiago score in those next 5 game weeks? Realistically, Chelsea away is not easy, Aston Villa away is not, Newcastle away is not, Arsenal home certainly not. If anything, I think he's a sell. I'm thinking to sell him. Three goals in the next 5 games. Maybe. The way he's going about things. Maybe he just gets a hat-trick against Forest and it doesn't matter about these other 4 game weeks. How are we doing, Owen? Good to see you, mate. But yeah, apart from that, it looks like a good draft. I'd probably have Tavernier in there as well somewhere. I think Tavernier just looks so good for like 5.5 mil when he's now expected to be on pens because of Kluivert. And then there's the corners. There's the direct free kicks. And maybe a more attacking role now that Kluivert's out and Semenyo's gone. He was playing like a sitting midfielder because of injuries and stuff before, but I think he has to play more advanced now, so I think he's nice. I'd probably have him in, but maybe over Sharda for the same reason on Thiago, but other than that, looks good. Yeah, nice draft. Yeah, Richard, so, God, it's been a pretty dramatic 24 hours for Palace, isn't it? Did you guys see what Glasner said in that press conference? First of all, he's like, Gue's not going to be in the squad because he's on his way to City. And then, in basically the same breath, he says, and also I'm leaving at the end of this season. And then now Mateta's also being strongly linked with a move away this window, so I don't know, it doesn't look great, does it, for Palace? But he is nice and cheap, Richard, so I suppose you can do worse for 4.4 mil, yeah. I think he's fine. But yeah, I really wanted to sell Van Dijk to Munoz. You know, like game week 25 there, they've got City. And I think that's the week Palace have got Brighton away, and then they've got Burnley home and then Wolves home. So there's like a really nice fixture swing there, but maybe I shouldn't go for Munoz anymore with no Guehi. You think Palmer's playing against Brentford? I think he will. I think he will because he wasn't even involved in the cup. But maybe his injury's more serious. than we realised, or maybe he's aggravated it, don't know. So I think he does, but I wouldn't risk buying him, basically. I'm going to give it 2 game weeks and then decide which Chelsea assets I want. Like, it could be Enzo, it could be Palmer. There's a chance it's neither, but I think I'll have to go for at least one of them because of those fixture runs. Like that run from Game Week 24 there, it's too good not to own at least one attacker, isn't it? Like, they're absolutely miles top for projected goals there for that 4 game week run. But oh God, I don't know which one. I don't know if I'll go back to João Pedro. Who to play, Welbeck or Tavernier? I would say Tavernier, Jays. So yeah, I don't know which one yet. Maybe Enzo would be the cheap alternatives. And also, if I do go for Enzo, I could potentially keep Ekitike, which might not be bad. So let's say this week I do Cunha to Gakpo, and I'll do Timber to Gabriel. I roll in Game Week 23, and then in Game Week 24 it would be Foden to Bruno. It would be Gakpo to Enzo. It would be Thiago to Krupi. I can do all of this for free if nothing else goes wrong. And then Bar to Tavernier. So I'll switch to a 3-5-2 with like Krupi for depth. Maybe Krupi starts to get more minutes because of the injuries, but I could do that, and that would be a really nice 3-5-2 in Game Week 24. Sunderland have got Burnley home that week as well, so definitely start Lefay, definitely start Mukiele, 3-5-2. So that's the no Palmer route. The Palmer route is slightly different, where I'd have to sell Ekitike, but I don't know if I'd have Ekitike long term. I think Ekitike to Watkins looks nice. I might even do Ekitike to Watkins this stream. If there's a leak like Ekitike doesn't start, then I'll probably make that move in this stream and sell him for Watkins. Which is actually quite a big call, because then I'm basically definitely not going to go for Palmer. But has anyone got Watkins or looking at him? He's like actually proper in form lately. Like, what's that? 1 blank in the last 6 game weeks for Watkins. 1 blank in 6, or 2 blanks in 8 game weeks. And you look at some of the upcoming fixtures. Everton home, Brentford home, Bournemouth away, Brighton home, Leeds home, Wolves away. So, I'm looking at him, but we'll have to see about team news during the stream. I've asked my mate who gets Liverpool news if he knows anything, so maybe we'll hear something later in the stream, and then I'll make moves accordingly. Good morning, Oscar. Wishing you a good gaming, love you. Thank you very much. Send your lump. No leaks right now. I think if we get anything, and I think there's a good chance we will, it'll be near the deadline rather than right now. Mark says he's got 2 transfers, 0.1 mil. Raya Keane, Gabriel, Kukurea, Van Dijk, Estev, Cherky Cunha, Saka, Anderson, Dewsbury Hall, Ekitike, Haaland, Gw. What should the chip strategy be? It's too early to say on chip strategy, to be honest. We kind of just need to see how the doubles and blanks fall. But if you can help it, I wouldn't wildcard this early. I know Bobby said he had to use his because he had lots of issues, but your team looks fine. You definitely don't need to use it. Yeah, too early to say chip strategy wise. There'll be probably a couple blanks and a couple doubles this season. I think Game Week 31 will be a blank, 33 is a double, 34 is a blank, I think it's 36 is a double. But we don't know who yet, so it's like you can't really speculate too much. In terms of what to do, I think Cunha out looks nice. You can't afford Bruno, is the thing. Could do Cunha to Enzo. Yeah, again, let us know, guys. Who are you replacing Cunha with? Because there's so many options. I think Rodgers is maybe better than Enzo right now. So you could do Cunha to Rodgers. And then you just sort of wait and see how Enzo looks. And then maybe you could do Cherky to Enzo a bit later instead. Is there anything else you could do here? Kukurea feels a little bit expensive, doesn't he, for what he's doing, but you definitely have to keep him now for the next 6. Yeah, I can't see anything else that looks worth doing. I don't think you need to spend the second move. Yeah, you just play Play Gabriel, Cucurella, Van Dijk. Oh, hang on. So Keane. Maybe Cunha to Rodgers and Keane to Mukiele or Alderete. Because you've got Esteve you don't want to play. You've got Dewsbury Hall who's injured. Ah, I know. You do Cunha to Enzo, Dewsbury Hall to Tavernier. That's the one. I would do that. Yeah, because that gets you out of playing Esteve as well. I would do that, Mark. Yeah, I like Tavernier. If anyone watched Tom's team selection video yesterday, he's buying him this week as well, actually. Like I know some of you don't like to use models, but the models absolutely love Tavernier. Because basically, FPL is all about points, and when a player has got like corner duties, direct free kicks, and penalties, it all adds together to basically increase their chance of a return in any given game. So it's about, in the Premier League, about 80% of penalties are converted. And then so I think when you do the maths, a penalty is worth, being on penalties is worth something like 0.1 XG per 90, roughly. So every game, like, that's the floor, on average, of a player that's on pens. So all these things add up, and that's why the models absolutely love Tavernier. He's definitely a models pick though, because you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, Tavernier, definitely need Tavernier. But it's when you consider all those factors, he does become quite an appealing pick. Plus, obviously, that all aside, he's 5.5 mil. You heard Call of Duties instead of Corner Duty. He's on. Maybe I said that. He's on corner duties, direct free kicks, probably penalties because of Kluivert's injury. So when you put all those things together, I think he's really nice for 5.5 mil. So that's what I would do, Mark. Playboy Carty says, morning, I still can't see my messages in the chat. Are you serious? Yeah, I can only see that one as well. Let me write your name down and then I'll double check. I can't imagine someone would have banned or muted you, but I've written it down. I'll have a look after the stream in case something's happened there, but it could be something on YouTube's end, like maybe YouTube have muted you or banned you or something, I don't know. 13 Killin says, hi Oscar, help with this please. 2 free transfers, 0.6 mil. Raya, Kanata, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Saka, Cunha, Foden, Zoboslai, Stack, Haaland, Thiago, Anderson, Dorgu and Gu on the bench. So, yeah, again, maybe Cunha to Rodgers. Do you make a second move? So I heard a rumour this morning that Stack could be out. It's been speculated on the Leeds forums, and I just wonder if you do Stack to Tavernier as well. I just didn't have a chance to properly look into it because I only saw it literally this morning. So if you can, do a bit of digging on that, because you could do Stack to Tavernier as a second transfer. Cunha to Rodgers, Stack to Tavernier. That looks nice. And you can do that for free. And everyone else looks great this week. I suppose you don't have to do the Tavernier because you've got Anderson to come on. What I will say to everyone as well, don't make any early transfers. Even, well, it's not really early, is it? We're like under 2 hours till the deadline. But what I mean is, there's a chance that we get team news on both Man City and Liverpool during this stream. Maybe even Man United as well, because they're the early kickoff. So I would recommend everyone looks at their team and thinks, okay, if X in my team is benched, like if Foden's benched, I'll do Y. If, I don't know, Ekatike is benched, then I'll do B. If Cherky's benched, Foden starts, then I'll do this. You know, you get what I'm saying. Just think of scenarios for your team based on potential news. We might not get anything, but you want to just be prepared just in case, and then you're not stressing when we get near the deadline if there is some last minute news. So that's what I tend to do now. I just write down a few different scenarios and what I'll do based on them. Because I've been there before as well, where like you get the news in the stream and I've not prepared for it at all, and I've got to think live what to do. So I try to just think in advance now. Yeah, I think there's a fair chance of some City team news because they've got the early kickoff. FPL Main Road, FPL Tony, maybe Lazy FPL. Good chance that they tweet something. Whatever they say, I'll let you guys know straight away, and I'll put it in the bottom left corner of your screen. There's that leaks widget that flashes up. I'll put it in there. So yeah, Cunha to Rodgers 13. The second move is optional because Anderson is a nice auto sub, but again, the point I'm making is if there's some news on like a Foden bench, then I'd make the second move because you want to keep Foden, to be fair, for Wolves home and then sell him, but you'd want to do the Tavernier move because you don't want Dorgu subbing off your bench. Struggling with this game says, hi Oscar, would you consider a double up of Enzo and Neto from 24? That would allow you to keep Watkins in case you buy him. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to doubling up. Just trying to think if I can actually do that or not. I might end up getting Tavernier over doubling up on Chelsea, but we'll see. I just don't rate Neto as an FPL pick. Does anyone feel similarly? Honestly, I've not looked at him once this season. Like, I know he does go through these runs where he does alright, but is he even completely nailed? I don't know if I'll end up going Neto. Hopefully the next 2 game weeks give us an idea of how Rosini is going to set up and who his favourites are and so on. Wildcard draft. Alright, we'll give it a go. Who would I have? I wouldn't have Thiago, like I said earlier. I'll probably go Krupi. I'll have Tavernier. Right, if there's a leak Gakpo starts, I'd probably chuck him in for a 2-week punt. Who else? Oh, Gabriel. You could actually go Gwe. Is anyone looking at Gwe? Has anyone got him already? Because the transfer to City is in the final stages, and Glasner said he's not going to be in the squad. And I think he actually would be great for 5.3 mil. Nailed in that City defence. Vardy out for the season. You've already got Gwe. That's got 0.9 mil left over. So, yeah, something like that. Or maybe, can I afford Enzo and Rodgers? No, way off. Something along the lines of this. But I'm slightly over budget there. Maybe Van Dijk's not good, but he's got Burnley home. I still think Van Dijk's alright. I think he's gotten too much hate as an FPL pick. I'd probably go Raya Gabriel, just in case Timber misses one upcoming game. That might not happen either. It's tricky, isn't it? Like, then do you go Rice versus Saka? Something along these lines, but you're going to have to free up 1.1 million. I'll probably Watkins as well over Ekatike. Well, that looks really good. I'll probably keep Foden for the next 2. Again, league dependent. Like, if Foden doesn't start, then you go Cherky. And then Cherky leaves after the Wolves game. Right, let's keep going. Dagian says, I've got a big midfield issue. I've got Paqueta, Cunha, Minte, Foden and Zobo in midfield. Who to sell and for who? Wildcard 24 looks imminent, but I want to wait for Wildcard 32. So Zobo, Foden are okay. I think Paqueta has a good chance of playing still. I know he's leaving, but... And Minte, Herzler said he's an option for Monday night. So I think he's got a decent chance of playing. So it might not be too bad. How many transfers have you got? So you could sell Cunha first of all. Like Rodgers looks good, Enzo. If you've only got one transfer, then I would just do that. Or would you do Paquetá to Tavernier? I feel like I'd probably do Rodgers or Enzo over Tavernier. Yeah. If you've got 2 transfers, then I'd also sell Paquetá to Tavernier. I think that's not that bad though, that midfield. Have you seen Janelt's recent performances? I've not looked at him, to be honest, if you know. It's just Brentford's fixtures are awful, Martin. Like, I'm thinking of selling Thiago soon. The next 5, 4 of the next 5 are bad fixtures, basically. I don't know how Bournemouth away is still a red fixture. They need to update the colours. If anyone hasn't got the Focal app, there is a projections page which can give you stuff like projected goals and clean sheets, which is way better than FPL's colour system. You know, like Arsenal, some of these fixtures here wouldn't be green on the FPL side, but obviously Arsenal's defence is the best in the league, so they actually are green fixtures, if that makes sense, because it's based on the team basically, not just the opponent. So or you can use it in your browser, fpl.page/projections. In fact, yeah, so where are Brentford on that for projected goals? It must be right down there. Yeah, look, there they are. So they're bottom half, Brentford. So I think selling Thiago's okay, and I wouldn't be looking to buy Yana or Sharda personally. Seth says, Dubravka, Alderete, Gabriel, Hall, Wilson, Palmer, Saka, Rogers, Bruno. Am I in a good spot? I plan to get Bruno in 24. It looks great. It looks like a wild card. If you're not on a wild card, that's a great team. Yeah, really nice team. But you're playing Dubravka in goal. That's the only thing that doesn't look so good. Apart from that, really nice team. Just don't rate Dubravka, having to start Dubravka every week. Unless you've got a second keeper as well that you've not mentioned. But apart from that, really nice team. Definitely in a good spot. Adam, thanks for the 25 months. He says, thoughts on Foden to Cherki and Cunha to Fernandez. Foden to Cherki, Cunha to Fernandez. Cunha to Fernandez I really like. Foden to Cherki feels a bit sideways. I'd probably rather just do Foden to Enzo. Before I forget, big shout out to Stonehouse and Izzy. I hope you're both well. Thank you for tuning into the stream. I'll see you very soon, Stonehouse, for the stag. Yeah, maybe Foden to Enzo instead. But Cunha to Bruno I really like. I would say Bruno's the #1 Cunha replacement if you've got the money to upgrade. Team leaks are likely to be near the deadline, so I would say in about an hour there's a chance we start getting some stuff. I've asked the Liverpool guy as well, because I'd like to know about Ekatike, Gakpo, and some of you've got Vert, some of you've got Zoboslai. So hopefully we get something there as well. That's why I didn't go early last night, even though it meant losing the Gabriel price rise. I'm going to buy Gabriel this stream, but I didn't have the money to do just Timber to Gabriel. I have to make a second move, but I don't know exactly what second move I want to make, if that makes sense. It'll probably be Cunha to Gakpo, but what if Gakpo doesn't start and there's a leak on that? Then I would have been pretty pissed that I went early last night. So we'll see what happens in the stream. But yeah, I did hear about that, Andrew. McAllister didn't train. Although, obviously, there's been plenty of times before where a player doesn't train and then they start. So nothing's a guarantee, but you'd think based on that, they should all start, yeah. So there's no news. I'll still get Gakpo. That's the plan regardless. But I just thought I'd hold out, just in case. Like, it's fine margins in this game sometimes. And if I'd gone early last night, and then there was an unlikely leak that Gakpo doesn't start, I would have been so pissed off that I'd done that. And it's only 0.1 million. What's everyone's team value, including how much you've got in the bank? Let us know how much yours is. And let's do a poll as well on captaincy. So who would we go with captain? Haaland, Ekatike. Who else would we have up there? Verts / Zobo / Gakpo. Other. What did that say? 106.6 million. Damn. 104. Okay, never mind. I thought I was in a good spot with my team value, but a lot of you are richer than me. I'm on 103.6. So a lot of you are richer than me there. 105.1. 103 million with 2.5 mil in the bank. That's crazy. This is the thing as well, like when you make early transfers, it does add up over a season, and that extra money can be really, really useful. Like especially when it comes to wildcarding. But there can be times where going early can ultimately cost you points. You know, if something transpires the next day or during a stream because there's a leak, and then you're like, oh, I wish I'd done that instead. So it's one of those. I tend to not go early, but sometimes I do. It's a case by case one, basically. I need a leak, says Jack. Get yourself to the toilet. Pace says Foden to Semenyo, Timber to Gabriel, 3 free transfers. I like Prince with the 20 gifted memberships. Oh my days. Prince, thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships to the stream. Welcome to the 20 new members. That's crazy. That's why you got to be active in chat as well, because it gets gifted to random people that are chatting. Welcome to the 20 new members. I just tweeted actually this morning a link to the Discord server. So if anyone's not in the Discord server, check my Twitter. Especially if you're one of the new members, because if you log into your YouTube account in Discord settings, you get access to the members channel there. Right, let's carry on. Where did we get to there? It was... Pace said Foden. Yeah, I wouldn't do Foden to Semenyo, I don't think. I'm not a big fan of Foden to Semenyo. I'd rather just hop off City if you're selling Foden, but I'd rather not sell Foden at all. Like Manchester Derby, anything can happen. And then it's Wolves home. There's no way you sell Foden before those two. So I'd keep Foden. Even if Foden's benched today, I'm starting Anderson and I'm keeping him. Alexander says, I've got 3 City players in my squad plus Gway. What happens if Gway turns blue? Will that be a forced transfer out? Yeah, exactly. So if you're tripled up on a team and then a transfer happens and you end up quadrupled up, then you can't make any transfers because it'll say you need to sell one of those 3 before you can make a move. I don't know if I can. Hang on one sec. So for example, in game week, like this is possible. In game week 22, someone could have this. Someone could have something like that. What's it called when it's 5? Is it quintuple or pentuple? Someone could theoretically have that lineup for game week 23. To be fair, if you had that lineup, I wouldn't make a transfer. I'd roll that, wouldn't you? If you were lined up like that for Wolves home, I would not be spending a transfer just yet. It's quintuple City. But yeah, you can't make any moves anywhere else until you get back to a triple up max, in a nutshell. So that's something to keep in mind if you've got triple City and Gw22. How mad would that be, having 5 City players home to the rock bottom team in the league? For full-time, Wolves 1, Man City 0. Where did I get to here? So, yeah, Prince, thank you again. He says, hey Oscar, top of the morning to you. I had 2 free transfers and he did Cunha to Zoboslai and O'Reilly to Gabriel. It's my birthday today. Everyone say happy birthday to Prince. He says he's a bit hungover as well. Happy birthday, Prince. I hope you had a good one last night. It sounds like you did if you're a bit hungover today. Cunha to Zoboslai, nice. O'Reilly to Gabriel, very nice. And I've just had a message as well, so got a birthday present for you here, Prince. I've got the Liverpool lineup. Do you guys want to know the lineup for today? So Liverpool's lineup today is going to be Alisson in goal. It's Frimpong right back, Konate, Van Dijk, and Kirkes. It's going to be Jones and Gravenberch midfield. It'll be Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, and Ekitike. So that's the Liverpool lineup for today. So yeah, I'll be sticking to the plan. I'm going to be bringing in Gakpo. Gakpo will come in for Cunha. I'll do it near the deadline anyway. That's a lovely lineup. Pretty much their best 11 right now, isn't it? Obviously Salah's got the third place playoff match and then he'll be back. Where did you get the lineup? There's a guy that reached out and he sends me Liverpool lineups and he's never been wrong, so I completely trust him. So there you go. And that's good news for anyone that's got Ekitike, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, looking to buy Gakpo, maybe has him already. Angela says, good morning Oscar, Watkins, Rogers, Saka or Wilson captain for this game week? Thoughts on Foden, Guimaraes, Bruno Fernandes and Enzo in game week 24 when I got 3 free trades. Yeah, I like that a lot. Bruno G, we'll have to see. Like, he's absolutely on smoke right now. 3 double-digit returns in a row. But yeah, I think Enzo does make sense from 24. In terms of captaincy this week, do you not have Haaland? Out of that list, I think I would say Saka, but there was a quote from Arteta which has actually got me a bit worried. Yeah, I'll read the lineup again in a sec. Let me just find this quote from Arteta. I don't know if he's alluding to Saka or something else, but Late Riser tweeted it. And this was the quote. Well, in certain things, yes, and especially looking at the opponent and the things we're going to be able to train that we can replicate in those games, sometimes, ideally, we want to plan. Okay, for this game, we think this player could be better in the load, and some other times it's just impossible and you have to go game by game. We have more players back now, we have better options, and that's very helpful because obviously we've been giving game time to almost every player. I don't know if he's referring to Saka or someone else there, but I probably wouldn't captain him now just based on that, when there's other options that are probably equally good. So maybe Watkins, but if you've got Haaland, I would go Haaland. Or if you've got a Liverpool attacker, I would go with them, even though you've not mentioned them. I'm sure you must have. Liverpool lineup. It was Alisson, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Jones, Gravenberch, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Gakpo and Ekitike. Vidat says, why people overlooking Raul on the wildcard? His long-term fixtures are so much better than DCL, plus he's in good form as well. Yeah, if I was picking DCL or Raul, I'd go Raul, but I'm not a big fan of Raul overall, to be honest. I just think there's midfielders, same price or thereabouts, that are better. He's not bad though, yeah. I think he's solid. Don't know if my mate Ollie's still watching, but he was asking about transfers, and in his team it didn't make sense to buy Raul, so I suggested he bought Raul and Tavernier. Oh, he messaged Welbeck, Raul or Robbie. Raul, definitely Raul. Yeah, he's not a bad option. Like, the fixtures aren't bad. He's on penalties, but I don't see myself owning him, to be honest with you. Can you tweet the Liverpool team? So one time, months ago, the guy sent me the lineup and he said, sorry, there's one player that's different. This is the correct lineup. And it was still before the official lineups had come out. So then I tweeted again and I said, sorry, this one player is different. It's this player, not this player. And people all kicked off about it. They were like, you just guess him. So I can't be bothered with all that on Twitter, if I'm honest with you. Like, it's not guess him. He's been messaging for ages, since last season. He's never been wrong. So basically I've ended up sharing it everywhere else but Twitter. Because I'm not like trying to be a big in the know account or anything. I'm just sharing what I get told. So I'm not fussed about people kicking off on Twitter because of that one time one player was changed. So you can check it later. You can come back and check the lineup versus the 11 I've just given you. So I won't tweet it. I'll put it everywhere else. I'll put it on Instagram and Blue Sky and that. I'll put it bottom left in a minute on the stream widget. But everyone gets so worked up on Twitter, so I just don't bother with it. In fact, yeah, also, you might have seen the insider trading widget. That proper blew up, so I've ended up removing all staff from the widget on my site. Some of you have probably seen it. I've got this page that tracks footballers that play FPL. So it's quite interesting. You've got players like Connor Bradley's in there, Barnes, McGinn. Sometimes you see some interesting insider trading moves. Dorgu's there. But there was a few Liverpool staff that all sold Ekitike before they played Arsenal. So some of you saw the tweet. I said our Liverpool staff have sold Ekitike, and obviously Ekitike ended up not being in the squad, and they'd made those moves days in advance, and it all proper blew up because it was like a big leak. Like Ekitike is definitely out. They've all sold him, and they work for Liverpool in the physio team. But yeah, it did blow up a bit too much, so I ended up just removing staff from the tracker because I probably should have seen it coming. It was always inevitably going to blow up massive, but like imagine if that member of staff got sacked or something. I'd feel really bad. And they ended up having to close their FPL account as well, so it just all got a bit too much. So I ended up just taking the staff off, and I've left the players on there. Koa says, 1 free transfer. Should I do Minte to Enzo this week or roll and sell Ekitike next game week to upgrade Minte to Rodgers or Bruno Fernandes? No, I like Minte to Enzo a lot. Minte could play. Like, Herzler said he's an option, but I think that's a move worth making. Have you got anyone else that you can upgrade to Bruno? Like, say, after the Bournemouth game, if you were going to go Ekitike down to like a Krupi, and one of your midfielders up to Bruno. If you can do that, I would much rather that. I think that would be the best way to go about it. I'm looking to buy Bruno in Gameweek 24, and that'll be, in my case, also by selling Ekitike or maybe Thiago. Coward move to take the staff teams down they choose to play. They did end up all closing their accounts anyway, though. So, and I ended up getting some hate for it as well. So I just thought I'd rather just stay out of this. Like, I don't want to be getting hate because of FPL teams. Some people got really worked up about it. I guess a lot of them might have been Liverpool fans, like unhappy that the leak might have reached Arsenal. I don't know if it would have done, but I kind of get it. It was just meant to be a fun page, but it definitely got like proper out of control. Got really out of control. So we'll still get leaks from like players making transfers, but also you only actually know what moves they've made after the deadline. So in terms of that page, it's actually not of no use to FPL. There's no like FPL benefit from that page. It's just like meant to be a fun page, like, oh, Connor Bradley sold Ekitike on his free hit, which he did. But you know, maybe the staff never thought they would be so easily found. Because all I did, by the way, is I searched Mohamed Salah, and then I found Salah's FPL team, and then I noticed in Salah's league he's with Bradley and the Liverpool staff. So that's how it was, literally that easy. But I don't think they ever anticipated that. What they should have done, and a lot of footballers and some staff do this now, is they use anonymous names. I think that's actually what's been officially communicated to them, to like use anonymous names. Are you able to see people's FPL team? Jay can see anyone's team. All the teams are public, so are the names. Anyway, let me keep going with questions. Yeah, if you can do that, Koa, I'd say Minte to Enzo this week. Keep Ekitike for Bournemouth away, and then you do the 2 moves to bring Bruno in. Or if that doesn't work, then keep Minte. But I think you probably will be able to do that. Varun says, I had to use your free transfer on 5. Only option is Donnarumma for me. I've got double Arsenal defence already. What's the best keeper downgrade for either wildcard 24 or 31? Best keeper downgrade. So if we go projected clean sheets, go like next 8 game weeks, who's up there? So it needs to be a downgrade. So you can't go Tarkowski, probably wouldn't go Pope. Probably for Bruggen. What's he, 4.5 mil? Bournemouth home, Fulham away, Everton home, Palace home. Yeah, I'd say for Bruggen. Looks pretty good long term. Sanchez has got a lot of potential if he is nailed, but I don't know. Chelsea fans, let us know. Is Sanchez going to be nailed? Or could Rosigne end up giving both keepers a chance? I think Jurgensen maybe a bit better with his feet, maybe better distribution. I don't know. I've gone a bit cold on Sanchez, and obviously made a massive mistake in the cup as well against Arsenal. How are we doing, Chris? Good to see you, mate. So probably for Bruggen, for even cheaper. Are you rolling your transfer? I'm not. I'm going to make 2 transfers. I'm looking at Cunha to Gakpo and Timber to Gabriel. So it would be Cunha to Gakpo, and then I'll have a bit of money freed up to do Timber to Gabriel. Like, it's a bit sideways, isn't it? But FPL's meant to be fun, and it's not fun every time Arsenal win a corner or a free kick that's getting swung into the box to be like, oh, if this lands on Gabriel's head, I could be in trouble again. So I'm just taking that stress away, and I think there's an outside chance maybe Timber misses 1 game in this upcoming run. It might not happen, but White's been excellent. And Timber's getting overplayed again because Hincapié and Calafiori are both out. So I just think it's not impossible for him to be managed, but maybe he just gets a rest in the Champions League. Maybe he'll be alright, but that's just kind of where I'm at. And then I would roll in 23, and then I'd be buying Bruno in 24. And either Renzo or Palmer in 24 as well. Anyway, I hope that helps. Long answer on the for Bruggen. Got a bit sidetracked there. Bellman says, morning Oscar and chat. Verts or Gakpo in? I think if you can get either. Honestly, I think that's a coin toss. Who would you guys say, Verts or Gakpo? I can't afford Verts, so he's not an option for me. But even if I could, I'd be kind of tempted by Gakpo. I know Liverpool fans don't really rate him that much, but his underlying stats are actually pretty good. Oh, everyone's saying Verts. There we go, don't listen to me. He is playing better recently as well, Verts. My worry is actually game week 23. Like, we know they both start this game week because of that leak. But they've got Marseille away midweek, and then I think one of them could be at risk in 23, but it could be either. That's the problem. It could be either. So, like, say Salah's back in the 11. Maybe that's not a guarantee either, but say Salah comes back, starts in right wing, then maybe Zoboslai plays through the middle. And then who is it? Verts or Gakpo on the left? So they're both a risk, actually. But everyone's saying Verts, so yeah, Verts. If I could afford Verts, I would have looked at him more. But for me, he wasn't even an option, so I haven't actually looked at him, honestly. Arch says, is it crazy to get Gueye now and set up City 5 versus Wolves? Yeah, I wouldn't do that. What do you mean City 5 anyway? How are you going to get City 5? If you've got Semenyo already, it's not going to let you buy Gueye. It's going to tell you to sell a City asset before you can make a move anywhere else. As a LFC fan, Verts is a much better player, says FPL Vibe. Yeah, Tricky one, isn't it? Gakpo's quite a selfish player, and I wouldn't be surprised if he also does well, but he already has Gwei. But he's saying, is it crazy to get Gwei now? Yeah, I wouldn't get Gwei just yet. I'd probably wait for that to finalise. Maybe in game week 23, if he's like, the transfer's done, expected to start home to Wolves, but not this week. Aaron Reggie, thank you for the super chat as well. And Fileri says, which two would you bench out of Cherky, Saka, O'Reilly, Tarkowski, Thiago? Can't be both defenders. Pep Roulette's bothering me. Also, punt on Ekitike, captain. What are the chances that Aït-Nouri gets a start in left back for the Manchester derby? It's not out of the question, is it? But you'd probably expect O'Reilly to start. O'Reilly started against Newcastle, didn't he? Aït-Nouri came off the bench. God, tricky this. Can't be both defenders. I'd probably bench O'Reilly, just not take the chance. I think he's comparable to Tarkowski this week, because Tarkowski's got a really good chance at DEFCON always. I'd keep an eye out in case there's any leaks on City, because maybe we get something that Cherky doesn't start, but I think he probably will. I think it has to be Thiago if Chelsea away. I know he's just banged in 5 and 2, but Chelsea away, I don't think he's going to get many opportunities. I hate to say it because I'm starting him this week, but in theory he definitely shouldn't be getting many opportunities at Stamford Bridge. So I would say Thiago and O'Reilly. Rasmus says, bench Chow, Alderete or Tarkowski. I'd bench Tarkowski out of those three. Chow's got Wolves. Alderete's got Palace home, who are potentially in disarray. I've not actually looked at the odds so far. Let's have a look at the odds. Newcastle 34% clean sheet. Sunderland 32. Everton 17. So yeah, the clean sheet odds massively favour benching Tarkowski as well there. Tuna says, wildcard, Bruno G, Rodgers or Semenyo. Best goalkeeper, not Raya. Best keeper, not Raya. Probably for Bruggen. I don't think there's an obvious one right now. If I knew Sanchez was nailed, I would say definitely Sanchez, but I don't know if I'd risk it on a wild card. I'd probably just go for Bruggen and save more money as well. Bruno G, Rodgers or Semenyo. Probably Rodgers. I wouldn't risk Semenyo. I know he started well at City, but I wouldn't risk him on a wild card. Maybe Rodgers for me. DK says Sharda to Gakpo. Or not worth doing. I have Thiago. I think if you're in a position where you've got like 4 transfers, maybe 3 at a push, you could afford to do something like that. But for me, Gakpo's going to be for 2 weeks, and then he's going. But I think otherwise, you just go straight to a Rodgers or an Enzo if you've not got many transfers. I'm just trying to use my extra transfers to my advantage, and I feel like targeting Burnley home is an opportunity. It might not play out, but I feel like going double attack for Burnley home has got to be an opportunity. If you're sitting on a few transfers and you can afford to do it, which right now I can. Last game week, Gakpo was 0.28% owned at my rank. Maybe that's for a good reason, but like that's so ridiculously low owned around my rank. But I did own him earlier in the season and he was really bad for me, so I could be making a mistake twice, but don't know. I still think that he's got potential. And we've got the leak that he starts as well. Plus Zoboslai and Ekitike. So it depends on that. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't go Gakpo. I would just go straight to a Rodgers or an Enzo if you're sitting on like 1 or 2 transfers. Chris says, I'm 4 million rank. Is there no way back? Worst ever season. That's still a really, really long way to go. So there is a way back. It's going to be hard to get a rank that you'd be really happy with from there, but there's still a long way to go. So no, it's not over. And the second half of the season is where really the biggest points are up for grabs. Like if you use your chips well in blanks and doubles, then you can still make big ground. So yeah, Copper says, would you bench Hall or Wilson and why? So Wilson's got Leeds away. I feel like you have to start the attacker in that scenario. Like when it's close between two players, I just tend to favour the attacker because they're more upside generally. I mean, Hall's great to be fair. But I'd say you can't bench Wilson. The form he's in this season, he's having his best ever season of his career. He's got Leeds away as well. There's rumours that Beale and Stack could be out. Definitely would be starting Wilson between those two. Nick says bench one of DCL, Thiago, Wilson, Enzo, Foden, and one of Anderson or O'Reilly. I would bench O'Reilly. I've got both, and I've got O'Reilly behind Anderson on the bench, personally. Bench one out of DCL, Thiago, Wilson, Enzo, Foden. That has to be DCL. Bench DCL, Nick. Novus, thanks for 39 months. Sell Minte / roll to 5-3 transfers. Team's okay, 60 points last game week. It depends who you... No, I'd probably sell Minte to Tavernier, Novus. I think that's a good move. If you've got Minte and don't own Tavernier, I think that's a really solid move. A good long-term upgrade. Hey, can anyone give me money to buy a GTX 1050 Ti? From Rabbi MIA, if anyone wants to send him some money. It's a long shot, I'll give you that. It's a long shot. MLK says, on Wildcard 22, Ekatike and Wirtz or Thiago and Palmer. Have you got, how many transfers have you got after the wildcard? Because obviously Ekatike and Wirtz look really nice for 2 weeks. If you can pivot out of them quickly. You know, that could be Ekatike to Krupi, Wirtz to Palmer in 24. I think that's nice. I would consider that for sure. I probably would do that, yeah, if I was wildcarding this week, actually. Yeah. Will says, best swap for Cunha, already have 3 Liverpool. Probably, well, if you can afford Bruno, Bruno's the best replacement. And then after that, it's really up for debate. Rodgers, I'd say. Then Enzo, Tavernier. So if you can afford Bruno, definitely Bruno. Otherwise, yeah, you're looking at like an Enzo, Rodgers. I think Rodgers is good. His stats have been improving recently. Fixtures are good. Villa have got some really good home fixtures coming up as well. So I like Rodgers. Probably my number one after Bruno. I'm just annoyed that he's doing so well now, because I started the season with him and I held him for 5 weeks, and Villa didn't even score till game week 5, and I had I had Rodgers and Watkins, and they blanked on all the opening 5 game weeks, and then I sold, and they started returning. 22 Mark says play Mukiele, Richards or Anderson. I've got Hall and Gabriel. I'd play Mukiele. Good DEFCON potential. Clean sheet odds are probably the best of the 3. Meadowy says, which 2 would you play? Gueye, Minte, Lafay, Mukiele, Rodon. Gueye's not going to play this week. Glasner said he's not in the squad because he's finalising the move to City, so rule him out. So Minte, Lafay, Mukiele, Rodon. I would play Lafay and Mukiele. We don't know for sure if Minte starts. Herzler just said he's an option. So it's a bit vague. Captain poll results: 73% Haaland, 19% Ekatike, 5% Wirtz, Gakpo, 4% other. I want to do a Cunha replacement poll, but I feel like there's so many options. But I'll do it anyway. So I'm going to leave Bruno out because I think he's obviously the best if you can afford the extra. But let us know in chat Best Cunha replacement. If you're selling, who would you go to? Scout selection, before we forget, for Gameweek 22, they've got Verbruggen in goal, Gabriel, Frimpong, Mukiele, Saka, Rogers, Bruno G, Enzo, Haaland, Ekatike and Calvert-Lewin. How many players has everyone got? I'm just going to shut my curtains, one sec. Curtains are behind the monitor, so I had to do the transition so I get my belly out. So for me, it's Gabriel, Mukiele, Saka, Haaland, Ekatike. 5 for me this week. Collins on 6. Yeah, nice team this week. Frimpong's really nice. I would have gone double attack though. I would have chucked in a Verts if I could, or a Gakpo. 4, 5, 4. We've got about an hour till the deadline. Make sure you hit like below if you're enjoying the stream and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. You can always change your mind. And if you don't know, I make FPL videos every game week to help you do well in your leagues. How is everyone doing in their leagues and rank? Rank check after game week 22 or after game week 21, heading into game week 22. Where's everyone at in leagues and overall rank? The main one that I want to win, I'm in a league with Ross and Harry. And Harry's pulling it back. So I need to make some good moves. I'm only 9 points ahead of Harry right now. So he's closed the gap on me. Bloody Rice did him some miracles there. 49k, 500k, 132k. No, I'm not rolling Ninja. I'm going to make a couple moves in this stream. 86k after an awful Christmas period. God, the Christmas period, there was so much hype and excitement, wasn't there? It was like, this is going to be the best. I'm going to climb up the ranks and I'm going to come out of this December period with my rank significantly better, but it didn't materialise. Yeah, the last like 5 game weeks have been difficult. Loving the app updates, Oscar. It's really helped guide me this season. Thank you very much, FPL Vibe. Christmas period was not good to me. I know, it's difficult, isn't it? I think I'm on something like 3 red arrows in 4 game weeks. Will says, I went with Bruno Fernandes, not Bruno G. Bruno Fernandes for Cunha and Tavernier for Anderson. Love it. Good moves, Will. Really, really solid moves. Both of those are big upgrades. Yeah, same here, Kempy. Considering Gakpo in case Liverpool thrash Burnley. What's Tom's team? You'll have to watch his team selection. I actually can't remember it off the top of my head. He was going to make 2 moves. I think he was thinking about selling Cherky for Tavernier and Cunha to Bruno, I think is what he was doing. You're 271st overall. Damn, that is a good rank. Start Anderson or Mukiele. I wonder if any players watch this stream. If any players are watching this stream right now, drop me a DM. Let's do an FPL interview together. That would be the dream. Like, if I could do a sort of like a team selection video with a footballer, like maybe next season during pre-season to run through their Game Week 1 draft. That would be so cool. I'd love to do something like that. I've sent a few DMs before, but I've been ignored every time. So I don't know if it'll ever happen. Gabriel not in London today, huh? No, not in London. He's in Nottingham. My chat's frozen. Uh-oh. That's not good. One sec. Need to fix that. Pop out chat. I've got 2,300 here. Good turnout. The views have been like really down this week, and I think it's because of the break. People just have been engaging with FPL as much. But to be fair, you've shown up, so thank you guys. Right, I can see chat again. So best Cunha replacements. Oh, it's really close. 34% Rogers, 35% Enzo, 17% Tavernier, 14% other. Any leaks? Not at the moment, as far as I'm aware, besides the Liverpool team. Does anyone want to know the Liverpool team again? I've got the Liverpool 11 that I've been sent. And I'll keep checking on Twitter and so on for, I guess, City team news is the other one. Don't know if there's any other teams we'll get leaks for, but City will be a big one. Yeah, how's he going to line up today? Like, is he going to start all of Semenyo, Cherky, Foden, Doku and Haaland? Or does someone miss out there? Koa says, would you start Xhaka over Foden, Cherky if benched? If benched, yeah, I would. This is the funny thing about leaks, by the way. They're never a guarantee that you do well. Like, there's been many, many times over the years where there's a leak, you know, oh, Foden's benched. So it's like, okay, I'll start Xhaka. Xhaka ends up getting 2 points. Foden gets a goal off the bench. Like they can be an edge, but they also can cost you points, as opposed to if you were just oblivious to any team news. But generally speaking, they are useful. So, yeah, Liverpool lineup. I've been told the team is as follows. Alisson in goal. Back four, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk and Kirkes. And then it's Jones and Gravenberch. And then it's Wirtz, Solanke, Gakpo and Ekitike. So that also tracks with McAllister reportedly not training. I've still got concerns about Gameweek 23, I'll be honest. So say Gakpo starts this game and midweek. Does he also start away at Bournemouth? Did I say Solanke? Ekitike? Sorry, did I say Solanke? Zoboslai? Sorry. He wrote Dom, and then I just translated that to Solanke in my head. Dominic Zoboslai, not Dominic Solanke. Sorry. It's because the way he's wrote it. He just wrote Dom. I don't know how I interpreted it that way. I'm on autopilot, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I only got a few hours sleep last night. Sorry, Wirtz, Zoboslai, Gakpo, Ekitike, Solanke, here we go. Apologies. Joel, thank you very much as well for the super chat. He says, hi Focal, team is Ryder, Bravka, Tim McGuay, Mukiele O'Reilly. Got 5 free transfers with any suggestions. Have you got anything in the bank? I do. So, with 5 free transfers, I think you can do something like a Cunha to a Gakpo. And then Timber to Gabriel. I'm lined up similar to you, Joel, and that's where I'm at. But obviously, again, keep an eye out for team news because you've got Semenyo, you've got Foden. Maybe there'll be news on one of them. You've actually got quadruple City, so you have to be careful with that. Plus, you've got Gueye. You're going to have quintuple City home to Wolves next week. Wait, so you can't make a move? You're already... So you can't... So you actually can't make a move right now until you sell a City asset. Because you've got O'Reilly, Semenyo, Foden and Haaland. But yeah, keep an eye out for team news. I think you do something like Cunha to Gakpo. And then if there's anything like Semenyo or Foden don't start, you sell them. Because you have to make a transfer. Because you're in a unique position there. And then also maybe Timber to Gabriel. That's mad. Imagine if he rolls and then he's got 5 City assets. Home to Wolves. I wonder how many people are going to have those 5 next game week. There's got to be a few thousand at least that will have 5 City assets home to Wolves in Gameweek 23. Kuba says, I've got 4 free transfers, but I think my team looks okay. I've got Raya Timber, Van Dijk, O'Reilly, Rogers, Foden, Wirtz, Sarah. Who's Sarah? It's not Salah, surely. Sarah. I'm trying to think who Sarah is. It can't be Salah. You can't be 60k and still own Salah. Thiago and Haaland. Oh, Saka. I was like, who's Sarah? Okay, that makes sense. Raya Tim. Okay. Yeah. It does look good. Yeah, I agree. I think you can roll to 5. Yeah, I would just roll. That's a perfectly good team. And you're in a really good position to be on 5 because you'll be ready to get Bruno in 24. Plus, you can kind of decide where you want to go with Chelsea assets. Like, I think you go Foden to Bruno in 24, and then you also decide what you're going to do in terms of Enzo or Palmer. So, I would roll, yeah. Nice team. And you also don't have Cunha, so you don't have to worry about Cunha this week, which a lot of us do. It's going to be peak FPL when Cunha probably scores against City, isn't it? Joel, thank you for the 1 month. Everyone subscribe right now for good FPL luck, says Joel. Thank you, Joel, and you heard him. Hit subscribe if you want to lock in some FPL luck this week on the Green Arrow. It's also free. You can lock in a Green Arrow for free. What an offer. It's Enzo's birthday today. Is Sharda a nice differential over someone like a Bruno G? I just don't like Brentford's fixtures. Like, I'm thinking about selling Thiago, let alone buying any Brentford players. DJ Forever says, hi Oscar, bench Rodon or Anderson? Oh, that's a good one actually, because Fulham are a better defence. And they're playing each other. Leeds 31% clean sheet odds, Fulham 22. Oh, interesting. So 9% better odds. I would have said Anderson, honestly. But the clean sheet odds are 9% in favour of Rodon, so I think that's enough to justify it. So yeah, Rodon. Becky United says Rice, Bruno G, Foden, Wilson and Cunha, who to bench? Oh, Rice, Bruno G, Foden, Wilson, Cunha. Which one to bench? Got to be Cunha against City. Bench Cunha against City, Becky. If you haven't made any transfers yet, you could sell Cunha, but then you're gonna have a bit of a benching headache, in fairness. But yeah, I'd bench Cunha against City. King of the game week, guesses in the chat. It was Barnes last game week. Who do you reckon it's going to be this week? Top scoring player of game week 22. I feel like it's got a good chance of being a Liverpool player. I'll go Frimpong. Frimpong home to Burnley. I'll go with him. It was Barnes that got a 15-pointer. Joelinton, Palmer, Foden, Gabriel, Haaland, Ekitike, hat-trick, Wirtz, Semenyo, Janelt, Voltemada, Frimpong, Wirtz, Palmer. A lot of Palmer guesses. DCL, Lefay, Welbeck, Semenyo. Best biscuit. I bought some custard creams the other day. I do like a custard cream. What's the best biscuit, guys? Bourbon, digestive, chocolate chip cookie. I'm just going to refill my drink. I'll be back in 2 secs. I'm back. Oh, I forgot the cat. Forgot the cat. Right, keep the questions coming. Tom's team. I'll send him a message. Okay. Ask him. I've asked him. I also had to let him know that it's Tavernier, not Tavernier. Right, where do we get to here? Kusada, thank you for the 1 month. Appreciate it. And also Beraders with the 14 months. Tom's move in the end. I've just asked him. I think he's definitely going to do Cunha to Bruno. He did say, actually, he's going to just wait until near the deadline, dependent on leaks. He was thinking about Cherky to Tavernier to fund Cunha to Bruno. Oh, there we go. Teddy's back. So I think that's what he'll be doing. But he's going to keep an eye for leaks. Like, say Foden doesn't start, then he'll do Foden to Tavernier instead. So yeah, definitely Cunha to Bruno. The second move TBC, but I think that's what he'll do. The chocolate log. It's chocolate slab. Well remembered though. That's a dog, lol. He's a small dog. He's a chihuahua. Show his face. There he is. Adam says Cunha / Thiago to Gakpo / Ekatike -4 or play Cunha. Yeah, I wouldn't take a -4 for Ekatike. I would just do Cunha to Gakpo and leave it at that. Lol, it's a dog. Teddy on screen equals green arrows for all. We've actually got Teddy emoji, but I always forget about it. There it is. Yeah, I wouldn't take the -4, Adam, personally. We know that Ekatike starts, but he still could come off 75-ish. Yeah, I wouldn't take a -4 for Ekatike. I would just do the Cunha to Gakpo for free. And then Thiago could be Watkins instead in 24 perhaps, something like that. After Thiago's played Forest home, is it? Bellman says, here's a little something for Teddy. Thank you very much. Teddy, you're getting a chew today, mate. It's your lucky day. World of La Paz says Tarkowski, Gordon, Chow, Mukiele or Garner. Pick 2. Just 2. Gordon has to be in there when he's got Wolves. And you'd probably go Chow as well. Gordon and Chow. So Mukiele, Tarkowski and Garner miss out. Kusada says Sanchez, Gabriel, Lacroix, Chalobah, Wilson, Saka, Bruno, G, Rice, Foden, Haaland, Thiago. In the benches, Dubravka, DCL, Mukiele and Alderete. 1.4 mil left. No transfers left. Anything you'd change? I'd actually be tempted to start Mukiele over Lacroix. Since Mukiele's playing home, but they're both probably got similar clean sheet odds, to be fair, and they're both good for Defcons. We're at Palace, 27%, Sunderland 32, so you get like 5% better odds of Mukiele. I think other than that, that looks great. Looks good other than that, yeah. Nice team. Danny says Wilson, Lefay, Thiago, Gordon, bench for 1. I feel like it has to be Thiago away at Chelsea, but it does seem a bit crazy when he's got 5 goals in 2. So it's Lefay or Thiago. I guess you'd kick yourself, wouldn't you, if you benched Thiago, the form he's in, if he carries that on. But I hate to say it like I said earlier because I've got Thiago and I'm starting him, but I can't see him getting much this game week. I think the sensible thing is Thiago, but if you just want to protect yourself from the downside, then I would play Lefay. Sorry, I'd play Thiago over Lefay. Yeah, it is Ross. I'll read it again. I'll put it in the bottom corner as well. So starts Ekitike, Szoboszlai. Who else was it? Wirtz, Gakpo. Basically, the team I got sent is Alisson, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Jones, Gravenberch, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, and Ekitike. So basically, everyone starts. All the FPL relevant picks start in a nutshell. Obviously, nothing's a certainty in FPL and leaks and stuff, but he's never been wrong, so I trust it, and I'm going to buy Gakpo. That was always my plan, but it's kind of nice to get the confirmation. Is anyone else buying Liverpool assets to target that Burnley game? But yeah, in a nutshell, all the relevant assets start is what I've been told. And I'm buying Gakpo, so I'll have double attack. I've got 4 transfers, so I feel like I can be a bit aggressive and sell Cunha for Gakpo, and then Gakpo goes in 24 for either Enzo or Palmer. The other move would be Foden to Bruno in 24. Tuna says Thiago or Watkins. Watkins will block Palmer in 24. I had this exact same deliberation, Tuna, this morning, and I ended up landing on going for Watkins. I'm just not sure on Palmer. Like, where are you guys at with Palmer? Still, technically, you could get to him, but then it means selling Watkins to a cheap forward in 24. I was prepared to sell Ekitike for Watkins in this stream if there was news Ekitike was benched, even though it meant blocking Palmer, Tuna. So that's personally where I was at with that. I just think having my Enzo will be fine. I don't think lukewarm Palmer. I don't think he's going to be a must-have. Like, he hasn't shown us that he's a must-have in a long time, has he? So I just think you'll probably be fine going without, if it comes to it. So I'd say Watkins, who's banging form, and he's showing that he is a really good asset. 1 blank in 6 game weeks. James says, I'm really unsure what to do with Raya, Dubravka, Gabriel, Tarkowski, O'Reilly, Anderson, Michele, Semenyo. You've got 2 million in the bank, 2 free transfers. I was thinking wildcard, but I want to hold on. Yeah, definitely hold on, James. You'll be glad you hold on to it later, trust me. Yeah, and your team's fine. So I would do Cunha to Bruno Fernandes, if I were you. Do you need to even make a second transfer here? I don't think you do. I think that's all I would do, James. I'm not really seeing that you have to spend the second transfer this week. Like, Tarkowski's okay, Anderson's fine, O'Reilly's fine, Mukiele's fine. So I'd play Gabriel, I'd play Mukiele, and I'd play Anderson. Is it 4-4-2? So Semenyo, Cunha, Bruno G, Foden. Yeah, so you go 4-4-2 and you play and you bench O'Reilly. Tarkowski versus O'Reilly is pretty 50-50, but play 4-4-2, Cunha to Bruno Fernandes. Your team's fine, James. Definitely doesn't need a wildcard. Let me smash through the questions there. Yonik says bench 1, Thiago, Ekitike, Haaland, Foden, Rodgers, Bruno G. I would say Thiago out of all of those. For those asking about Tom's moves, he said, yeah, that's pretty much it. He's going to wait. Like I said, he's waiting for potential leaks just in case there are any. but it will be, I think it was said it was Cherky to Tavernier and Cunha to Bruno. No, I'm not rolling. I'm going to make 2 moves soon. It'll be Cunha to Gakpo and Timber to Gabriel. So it'll be like that after. I'll lock that in a bit nearer the deadline. We've got about half an hour till deadline, so. Jono, thanks for the 25 months. He says, I can't do Gabriel in 1 move. Is it worth a hit? Nah, not for a hit. Theoretically, it's not worth a hit. Depends who you're selling, obviously. Who did Tom put in? Just say. I did just say. It's Tavernier and it's Bruno. He's not done it yet. He's waiting for leaks, though. Just in case there's any leaks. Tavernier, Bruno. Can you add Frimpong? There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't buy Gabriel for a hit. I would just do it for free another week. Bowman says hit. Oh, sorry, I did that. It was take your canvas bag. Says buy a dog. Buy a bone for your dog. He actually doesn't need some more, so I will get him some. We've actually run out of bones, so I actually will order him some. We get him like these tiny ones. They're like this size, little chihuahua size bones. I'm free. Thank you for the 14 months as well. It says hi, Oscar. Bench Gordon, Bruno G, Foden or Reinders. I would go Reinders out of those 4. Again, unless there's news Foden doesn't start, then start Reinders. Well, I won't get news on Bruno G or Gordon, but just, yeah, keep an eye out for team news. But I would bench Reinders. World of La Paz says Tarkowski, Garner or Van der Ven. Who have Spurs got? I can't even remember. It feels like Spurs are so irrelevant mostly this season. They've got West Ham home. You've got to start Van der Ven. West Ham home. Yeah, Van der Ven. And then Tarkowski, then Garner in that order. Adam says, hi Oscar, Cunha to Gakpo -4. Play Cunha / Anderson. I would just play Cunha. I'd just lean towards the attacker there. Anderson's nice, but I'd just play Cunha rather than take a hit, honestly. You need Cunha to blank and Gakpo to get a minimum of a goal. And I guess that's not impossible, but I just don't think I'd do a hit for that if it was me. Bereda says, I own Cunha. Roll to 3 transfers next week. Bruno's nice, but likely from 24. Team is Kelleher, Timber, Gabriel, Chow, Mukili, Verts, Saka, Cunha, Foden, Haaland, Thiago, Bruno, all the way to Marley, Obi. One thing just to look at, Beredas, is what if you did Cunha to a Rodgers or an Enzo, and then in 24 you downgrade Thiago because he's got bad fixtures after 23, and then upgrade like a Verts to Bruno, if that makes sense. So you could potentially have the best of both worlds there, right? You still replace Cunha and you can roll, and then you can still buy Bruno in 24 by selling Verts. I'd be inclined to look at doing that if I were you. We'll end the Cunha replacement poll. It was dead even between Rodgers and Enzo. 35%, 36%, 16% Tavernier, 12% other. So I would do that, Beredis, personally. I would sell Cunha. James says 4 City assets. I can't make that 1 free transfer. Let me go back up. Oh, I thought you said something above. No. So if you've got 4 City assets, it's as simple as that. You're going to have to sell one first. And if I were you, I'd just wait like 20 minutes in case there's some team news on City, because maybe we'll learn that one of them is benched, in which case that's the one you sell. So like if Foden doesn't start, then you sell Foden for like a Rodgers or an Enzo, or likewise if it's Cherky or Semenyo. I don't know what your 4 City assets are, but just go from there. But yeah, you have to sell one. Unless your team's in great shape and you don't need to make a transfer, then just hold on to them for 2 game weeks, because they've got Wolves home in 23. Is Guay not starting? No, Guay's not even going to be in the squad. Glasner said himself. Amy says 3 free transfers, 1.4 mil. Raya, Van Dijk, O'Reilly, Timber, Gordon, Semenyo, Cunha, Foden, Thiago, Haaland, Gu. What are your thoughts? Oh, Mrs. Focal or Miss Focal just got in. Go on then. Ted needs to go out, by the way. Ekatike, Rice, Foden, Gu, help please. So you've got 3 free transfers, 1.4 mil. I would do Cunha to Bruno, I think. Yeah, Cunha to Bruno. That's all you need to do. Still no cat. I've asked her to take Teddy out. No cat. I don't even have a cat. Goran says bench 1, Garner or Krupi Jr. Will Krupi start? That's the question. Probably wouldn't chance it and just go Garner. Yeah, Gueye won't be in the squad for Palace, so he's not going to play. Yeah, I'd probably just go for the safer minutes with Garner. Dan says Raya, Timber, O'Reilly, Chow, Anderson, Mukiele, Foden, Semenyo, Saka, Lefebvre, Bar, Haaland, Ekatike, Thiago. 3 free transfers. Waiting for City news. What are your thoughts? Cheers. Yeah, City news obviously key. Like if Semenyo or Foden we hear they don't start, then you sell them. Rodgers and Enzo look good. Depends how much you got in the bank, Dan. If you can get up to Bruno, then he's the best replacement for either. You could potentially roll here. Yeah, it looks fine though. Like, if there's no news or we hear that they start, I wouldn't do anything. Roll to 4. Yeah, that's what I would do. Looks good. C98AN, hi Oscar, should I bench Voltemada or Mbumo? Or should I make the transfer of Voltemada to Evan Nilsson or Krupi and then start on a new forward instead? Just does Wissa start again, or does Voltemada start because it's Wolves? Does Mbumo start? I would sell Mbumo if I were you. I would get rid of Mbumo. That's mad. You still got Mbumo. He could play because he's back from AFCON, but I would get rid of him before he's got City and Arsenal. Go for Rodgers or Enzo. I'd probably just leave Voltemada. Synod says, midfield dilemma, Saka, Foden, Cunha, Reinders, and up top no Thiago. What would you recommend doing with this as a basis? If you've got the money for Cunha to Bruno, I would do that. Otherwise, go down to Rodgers or Enzo. They're both good. No Thiago's fine. I think the good fixtures are gone. And I might sell him myself soon because he's got Chelsea away in his next 5. He's got Villa away, Newcastle away, Arsenal home. Pretty rough run of games. So he's not essential despite the goals. And I don't think he's a buy. If anything, he could be a sell. Which might be a hot take after he scored 5 and 2. How's the weather? I've got the curtains closed, so I actually don't know. I think it's a nice day. So, hope that helps. Alexander says, is Minte to Enzo worth it for a -4? Nah, not for a hit. Which Bruno are you referring to? Bruno Fernandes, yeah. Best Cunha replacement, Bruno Fernandes. If you can afford the extra. Alexander says, yeah, Minte to Enzo. Nah, not for a -4, Alexander. I would do it for free, not for a hit. Can you do Minte to Tavernier for free? I think that's nice. DJ Bagel Pup says, start to Chow, Thiago, Mukiele, Van der Ven. I would start Chow. I would start Chalobah. Probably Van der Ven, because he's got West Ham home. What are the odds saying? Spurs, yeah, Spurs are 4th on the clean sheet odds this week. Sunderland are actually only 2% behind though, so it's quite close. But I would say Van der Ven, Chow, and Chalobah. It's pretty much 50-50 when you look at the odds. I need to just have a quick look on Twitter for leaks and stuff. Bear with me. Is that a troll? Samuel Luckhurst on Facebook shared a leaked 11. Oh, but it says it's unclear if that is a leaked 11 or... I'll just put this on the screen. But it could be a troll, he's sort of saying. A Man United team has leaked. Lamans, Dallo, Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Mainu, Ahmad, Fernandes, Dorgan. So where the hell's Cunha? It's unclear if that is a leaked 11 is accurate or deliberately incorrect. In the past, some inaccurate United 11s have leaked in an attempt to unearth the source. It seems to be confirmed at 11:15, so don't know. It'd be kind of surprising for there to be no Cunha. I'll keep an eye on that as well, but he's saying himself like it could be inaccurate. It would be quite surprising for Cunha not to start. Like, why wouldn't he start? You need your best 11 against City. Not great optics to be leaked that well in advance of Carrick's first game. We'll see. Right, where did we get to here? Stain Senor says, Keane and Cappy Foden, 2 free transfers, 0.5 mil, no Gabriel help. We can't get to him here is the problem. You're going to have to do something like... Can you afford Hincapié to Van Dijk? That looks nice. And maybe Keane to Alderete. You might have to do something like that because Keane's still suspended. Hincapié has a chance of playing, but you could do Hincapié to Van Dijk, Keane to Alderete. Frederick says, "Hi Oscar, start 1, bench 2. Palmer, Nunez, Tarkowski." Well, you got to start Palmer. You got to start Palmer every game when you're paying that much for him. Yeah, I'd start him regardless of fixture, even if he had Arsenal away, to be honest with you. I'm really behind on chat, so I think we're going to have to pause Super Chats because I don't want to leave these questions unanswered. Sorry, guys. Let me keep going. Where did I get to here? I've lost it. It was 0604 4854. What is that? A phone number. Stack to Enzo or Mane to Thiago. I would do stack to Enzo. Like I said, I don't think Thiago's a buy. If anything, I think he's a sell. And I might sell him after the Forest game myself. So, stack to Enzo. Andre says, start Mukiele or Richards. I'll start Mukiele. Omzi says, 2 free transfers at hand. What to do? Raya, Mukiele, Gabriel, Rod. Who's Rod? Rod. Rogers, Saka, Lafay, Tavernier. Is that Tavernier? Ekatike, Haaland, Thiago. Benches... Tarkowski, Anderson, and Barr. I would roll. Looks good. Nothing wrong with that team. That looks like a roll to me. Roll to 3 transfers. You're going to want them in 24 to get Bruno and maybe Chelsea assets. So roll. Oh, Rodon. Yeah, that's fine. Matt says Gravenberch to Tavernier, or is that very sideways? No, I think that's an upgrade for sure. Definite upgrade. Stevie says, best Cunha replacement, Wirtz, Enzo, Tavernier, I've got Rice. So if you've got like 4 transfers, maybe 3 at a push, I do think you can go Cunha to a Liverpool attacker. And just, you target that Burnley home fixture. Bournemouth away is not bad either. And then you hop off in 25 potentially to a Chelsea mid or a Bruno. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a transfer in a minute. And I'm going to buy Gakpo. But Wirtz is nice. The leaked 11 I've been given for Liverpool has got all of the main assets starting. Ekatike, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Wirtz, Frimpong. So it depends how many transfers you've got, Stevie. If you're sitting on 1 or 2, I would just go Enzo or Tavernier. Axel says, start Thiago, Alderete or Cherki. Oh, I forgot to do my draft team. Let me quickly check it's all lined up right. I brought in White, so I'll start White over Nunez. Kanate over who? Over Shada. Yeah, sorted. Sorry. I'm in a draft league and I'm on a mad comeback. I was sitting right at the bottom of the league, but I'm up to 3rd. So I want to keep that going. Right, any leaks? No, just that potential Man United one, plus the Liverpool lineup that we've been given. Right, where do we get to here? Axel says start Thiago, Alderete or Cherky. I would favour one of the attackers over Alderete, and I would say probably Cherky. But keep an eye out for team news. Anyone that's got a City asset right now, keep an eye out for team news. Because like, if there's news Cherky doesn't start, then obviously you bench him for Thiago. Right now we've not had anything, but I'm going to keep refreshing because we could get something in the next 15. Oh, Tom's been looking at his team. For those that were asking about Tom's move, he's actually looking at... I wonder why he didn't do this himself, but I didn't want to influence him because he's a better FPL manager than me. But he's looking at Tarkowski to Mukiele to fund Cunha to Bruno. So for those that are asking about Tom's team, because he's got Tarkowski and he wasn't that bullish on Tarkowski anymore. He's not bad, he said, but... Because then he can play Cherky against United and also the Wolves game. So he's thinking about Tarkowski to Mukiele, Cunha to Bruno. And then Tavernier waits for another game week. I think that's better. Yeah, I'd start Cherky, Axel. Mark says, good morning all. Hope you, good to have you back live, Oscar. Patiently awaiting City team news. Wishing everyone green arrows. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, if you aren't subscribed already. 30% of you aren't. So if you're in the 30%, hit the subscribe button below the stream. Get involved. Join us. Bruno is just too good. Yeah, Bruno's straight in my team in 24. Clean sheet odds are there. Liverpool top, then it's Arsenal, then Villa, and then Spurs. Spurs are joint with Newcastle, then Sunderland, Leeds, Chelsea, Palace, Brighton. LM says, let's all manifest a Lefebvre penalty and actually scoring this time. Mate, I just got over that as well. I'd just forgotten about that Panenka. Yeah, that was so painful because he was 1% owned as well. Probably even low at my rank. Maybe higher actually, but that would have been such a good differential goal. But I think he's still on pens as well, so I'm playing him this week. I'm going to play him actually the next 3, and then yeah, 25 when he's got Arsenal. Definitely not. Played Alderete or Bowen. Colorblind Engineer says start Semenyo or transfer out for Gakpo/Verts. Again, wait for team news in case we get anything. We might not, but if there's news he doesn't start, I would sell him. Yeah, I'd sell him to Verts. If there's news he starts, then I would leave him in. Yeah, I would leave him in if there's news he starts. If there's no news, I would only sell if you've got like 4 transfers, and then I would make the move. Joe Antro, thanks for the 30 months. He says, do you play FPL Challenge? Good luck this game. I do play Challenge. I never make content on it, but I have been entering a team. I'm top 10k at the moment on it. But I'll be honest, I just throw together a team last minute every game week. I'm not actually sure if top 10k is that good. I guess it's not bad. Let me check. I'm 7k. But last season I managed to come top 10k and I literally missed a game week. So Stain says Team is Raya, Van Dijk, Senesi, Keane, Chow, Hincapi, Saka, Garner, Wilson, Foden, Gordon, Krupi, Haaland, Ekitike. 2 free transfers, 0.5 mil. Wildcard in 24. You're thinking Alderete and Timber. Yeah, that makes sense. Who are you selling there? Keane and Hincapi? Hincapi and Keane out. That makes sense. Unless you can afford Gabriel, in which case I'd go for him. Yeah, looks good. Go for it. I definitely wouldn't commit 100% to the wildcard in 24. But I think it does have legs. But I'm going to try and save mine for sure. Yeah, for those that are asking about Tom's move, he's doing Tarkowski to Mukiele. And then it was Cunha to Bruno. So he's going to keep Cherky a bit longer. And he's going to wait for leaks. Because if there's a leak, one of them doesn't start, then he'll just bench them, basically. Lazy FPL said Ekitike starts. I've got the full 11. I'll repeat it from earlier. It's Alisson, Frimpong, Kanate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Jones, Gravenberg, Vert, Solanke. Sorry, just said Solanke again. Dominic Zoboslai, Gakpo, and Ekitike. Start Alderete or Anderson? I would start Alderete. City leaks, nothing on City. I guess I should post on Instagram like I normally do with the Liverpool news and Blue Sky. I need to make my moves as well. We've got 10 minutes. Let me quickly post the Liverpool news. What the hell? Right. That's that done. Yeah, nothing on City at the moment. I'll keep refreshing. If we get anything, I'll let you know straight away. Right, so yeah, the moves I'm going to make very shortly is Cunha to Gakpo and Timber to Gabriel, using 2 free transfers. So I'll keep the other 2. I'll roll in 23 probably, and then in 24 I'll figure out. Bruno definitely comes in, and then I'll figure out which Chelsea asset. Maybe Enzo, maybe Palmer. I can go either way at the moment. Wilson versus Tavernier, any advice? I think Tavernier... I think on current form it's still got to be Wilson, but Tavernier is really nice. They're both amazing enablers. I think you have to go Wilson on form. Both got good fixtures. Tavernier's got like that trifecta of free kicks, corners and probably pens. So they're both excellent, but I think on form you still got to say Wilson. Right, let's keep looking. 9 minutes till the deadline. Nothing at the moment. The Liverpool news was the team that I was given is Alisson, Frimpong, Kanate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Jones, Gravenberg, Wirtz, Zoboslai, Gakpo and Ekitike. So basically all the relevant assets start reportedly. There was a Man United one. I'll put that up on screen again, but... One sec, let me find it for you. But it could just be like a bait 11. Samuel Luckhurst on Facebook shared a leaked 11 and he said it was Lamans, Dallo, Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Mainu, Ahmad, Fernandes, Dorgu and Bumo, and he said it's unclear if that is a leaked 11 is accurate or deliberately incorrect, because in the past some inaccurate United 11s have leaked in an attempt to unearth the source. I'm selling Cunha regardless, that was always the plan, but it could be a bait 11, might not be true. So that's the Liverpool leaked lineup. Anything on City? I'll keep refreshing here. I'm surprised we've had nothing because they've got the early kickoff. I'll ask around. Why is it not coming up? Oh, there we go. Alright, I've asked. Sorry, I'm just refreshing around in the background to check for leaked lineup news. We'll have to pause super chats now after these ones because I don't want to leave any unanswered. Start Stack or Alderete. There's rumours that Stack might even be out, but I would start Alderete. No, would I? No, I'd start Stack. Stack's really impressed me. Like, he's properly passed the eye test for me lately, so I'd start Stack. But you might end up getting Alderete on anyway. Joshua Grace's bench order: Heaven, O'Reilly, and Gw. I would go O'Reilly, then Heaven, then Gw. That's the bench order. 5 minutes till deadline. Well, I'm going to make my moves anyway because I'm not waiting on anything here. It's just like the bench order basically. So Timber to Gabriel, Cunha to Gakpo, confirm. Vice captain, probably Ekitike or Gakpo better minutes. Who would you vice captain, Gakpo or Ekitike? I'm just wondering if Ekitike comes off early and Gakpo gets like 90 and moves up to striker. Probably Gakpo vice. Let me tweet my team before I forget. Gameweek 22. Timber to Gabriel, Cunha to Gakpo. Five minutes till dead, and I'm still refreshing. Sorry if there's any questions not answered here, but change vice. I think Gakpo's right. No? Yeah, so the Liverpool lineup, I'll just read it one more time, is Alisson, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Jones, Gravenberch, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Gakpo and Ekitike. And then that's pretty much it for leaks. There was the Man United lineup I put on the screen earlier, which didn't have Cunha in for some reason, but it could be a bait leak. They could be trying to unearth like someone that's leaking lineups, but yeah, nothing on City here. Maybe they've plugged the leaks. HFFPL, thanks for the 8 months, says Oscar, Cherky to Bruno, exact funds. I probably would do that, yeah. I probably would. I think that's worth it, because you know Bruno's going to start. We don't know on City. But I'm just going to play my City assets and hope for the best. Like, Haaland would be safe. Like, do all of Foden, Doku, Cherky, and Semenyo all start. In a game that big, I wouldn't be surprised if one doesn't. Foden might be ill. Is that bait? Did Tom start Cherky? Yeah, I think he's starting him unless there's any last minute leaks, but it doesn't look like there will be on City anyway. Still refreshing, but I've made my transfers anyway. So I've done Cunha to Gakpo and I did Timber to Gabriel. Because the league I was given has got Gakpo starting. All the FPL relevant assets start. So Zoboslai, Verts, Ekitike, Frimpong, Van Dijk. You heard Foden had a knock. When there's last minute things like that, I just don't trust it, but you never know. Yeah, nothing. Oh, has FPL Tony posted something on his Patreon? There's a minute till the deadline. Has anyone got his Patreon? Not going to get that in a minute, are we? Yesterday the team was O'Reilly, Haaland, Foden, Semenyo in the starting 11 and Cherky was benched. If Foden can't play, Foden's had health problems. I'm waiting to see if he can play. No, we're not going to know. We're not going to know. Someone's leaked off his Patreon, but Foden's had health problems, and they're waiting to see if he can play. If he can't play, then they'd throw Cherky in instead. No, we're never going to know. Sorry, guys. So we've got the Liverpool news, but we don't know on Cherky and Foden. It could be either. Foden's pregnant. Congratulations to Foden. Oh, it's always stressful when there's like you're waiting for last minute leaks and you don't know what's going to happen, whether there's something to come last minute to act on. Let me tweet my team. The deadline's not passed. It has passed. That's 11 o'clock. Yeah. Alright, let me post my team. So it was Timber to Gabriel, Cunha to Gakpo. And that's it. Health issues for Foden. I mean, hopefully he plays. It could be Cherky that misses out. That's kind of vague, that what I was just sent there. Yeah, it's too late anyway. Like, it's not any use. 2 minutes till the deadline, really, unless you're super fast with it. But it's one of those. You just play Foden, hope for the best. It is what it is. Right. Is there anyone that we can raid? Before you all disappear, do hit subscribe. It's completely free. Is there anyone that we can raid? Who's live? No one? Don't think there's anyone. FPL, the English Aussie.
Good luck, man. Great stuff so far.
Oh, it's got subscribers only. We don't want subscribers only mode. That might be it. TalkSpot. That's not English. What's that? No. No, we'll leave it there. Thank you as always, guys. Good luck this game week. FPL Apprentice says, good luck, mate. All the best. You too, mate. Cherky, yeah, so answered that one. That's it. I hope you all smash it this game week. Good luck, whatever you do this game week. Anything else? I think that's it. I'll be back tomorrow with Transfer Plans video and the usual content next week. So wish you all the best of luck this game week. I hope you get big green arrows. That's it from me. Focal out.
De Bruyne's come around.